Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Moscow Outskirts. Playing today, spawning in the north, we have William H. Harrison playing as US Forces, straight away going for heavy cavalry. Teaming up with him is CptBowow with Soviets going for guard motor. Cav and guard motor. From the other side, we have KingOfB with OKW, locking into Overwatch immediately, and with Ostheer, Imbbe immediately going for Spearhead. Terms of rankings here, a range team on both sides. Allies around 120, Axis around 150. Interesting wire off there. I'm curious to see the results of that. Once he runs away. Yeah, still leaves enough for one squad to sit behind. Interesting idea though. Early cut-off play here. But it's shut down. He's guarding it. MG fails to suppress first burst, so Rifleman able to run out, reposition. So maybe they're going to make a dash for the heavy cover. Backcapping. The Fort Trinity. There's a lot of wiring off here from KingOfB early on. Wagon coming in, getting involved on the other side of the map. Bit of a flank cooking. Rifleman trying to squeeze around the corner. Do end up getting suppressed and going to stay suppressed. There's suppression recovery very slow on negative cover. There's another burst there, so probably going to continue to be suppressed by the Greenies for quite some time. This squad trying to sneak around the corner, but under fire from the Pyos. Looks like the Riflemen going to win that fight, but they do buy enough time for the MG to reposition. Suppressed rise, he jumps into the building. Decides to cut and run there, William Harrison. Only going for 2 rifles into Lieutenant Tech. Here comes an M3A1, but didn't chase for the kill on the Kubel. That's a big mistake from Bowow. Takes a Faust now as well. The squad's jumping back into the building. Is this going to be a penal? Satchel charge. There it goes. And then moving over, trying to get into the heavy cover. Looks like this angle secured by the combat engineers inside the building. Oh, M3A1 gets chased down by the Volkswagens. There it goes. MG coming in, getting some suppression at a good angle. Looks like they went behind heavy cover from that line, and there we go. So heavy pressure there from the Allies, but I think William Harrison being one squad of rifles down really hurt the pressure. Like one more squad arriving there, I think could have overwhelmed the Axis. And yeah, a bit of a shame to see the M3A1 not dive in for the kill on the Kubel and then just die anyway. So a bit of a bad start here for the Allies. Looks like William Harrison though going to get a fast M20 out. So let's see if that can rectify things. That should be able to chase down the Kubel very easily. Here comes the tech truck, some Jaeger lights. Went for 3 squads of infantry as well as Jaeger lights and the Kubel, so one more unit than usual. Might cause some manpower issues, slowing down the tech here for KingOfB. Penal sneaking around here, gonna jump onto the Muni point. Comes the M20, but still quite far away, not really in position to assist in this fight. And Penal's now taking a bit of a beat down, trying to move behind heavy cover. A second squad of Penals arriving to support. M20 coming out to the far side. Looking to do some damage before potentially 222 arrives. Looks like Imbbe did decide to go for a mid bunker. And the fuel harass has worked out because usually a 222 could be a possibility at this stage. Still 10 fuel off. So decides to go for another Grenadier in the meantime.
We are losing a sector. magazines if you need to. Don't wait until you're out.
Combat engineers chased away on the far side. Opens up the fuel point capture over here. Looks like BoWow wants to shut that down with the penals. M20 driving in close, but I really think they missed a moment here. If the M20 came over to this side, you know, the OKW player with the Kubel with fewer snares, I feel this M20 would have had far more success. And now, maybe getting caught on the tombstone there or something, ends up getting Fausted anyway. 222 won't be completed construction in time to come through and kill this before it gets repaired, I don't think, but hasn't really reached its potential, this fast M20. And William Harrison now floating way too much manpower. Usually go for like 1 or 2 50 cals at this stage. Still a lot of command points away from the ranges, so that's not really an option. 50 cals is the only thing that makes sense, and there it goes. But yeah, it's 300 manpower late. That's like a minute extra. A minute late starting that, which is something you can't really afford to do in these early scenarios. And now one squad down for snaring as well. Maybe the 50 cal could be out here putting some damage on the 222 if he started it earlier. Dangerous position now with William Harrison. Does manage to force away the machine gun. Was out on the negative cover. Rifle nade, good dodge.
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders.
222 doing nice damage as it backs up, but does end up getting forced away. Spraying some damage onto the M20. Still trying to avoid getting snared. The 222. Meanwhile, looks like things are going well for KingOfB on the far side. The penals getting pushed back. T70 though about to pop out. That's often a bit of a turning point. The Kubel racing down the road, hoping to finish off that 2 model penal, not happening. And oh boy, M20 coming in here to divert some attention. Now might end up going down. Trying to avoid the 50 cal with the AP rounds. Pops smoke, dodging off to the side. Oh, oh, the turret isn't facing the right direction. They're so fast down this road, both these vehicles. So he's going to try jump out the vehicle crew, or maybe just stop moving it.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
Ends up going down. 222 trying to smoke out to safety now. Taking a very unusual path. Oh, he's coming in for a bit of an ambo kill maybe, but the 50 cal, I mean the machine gun emplacement there, I suppose it probably is 50 cal. Stops that, and it looks like he's just going to suicide into the base here. Does indeed end up going for a squad of Rangers and a rebuild on the M20, which I'm not a fan of. I feel like the window for that has closed now. It's going to be a rebuild on the 222 for Imbbe as well. Which, you know, does make a bit more sense. You're up against a lieutenant player. They're typically lacking anti-tank. Should be able to milk this 222, which is pretty cheap for a lot of damage until the medium tanks start to arrive.
Ready for action.
And in this case, it's going to have an even better time because a rebuild on the M20. Harrison got his major in production. Does have the opportunity maybe to put down a cheeky mine with the M20. That, you know, if that then kills the 222, that will be very strong. Speaking of mines, shoe mine back here. M20 just about running into it. Oh, here it goes. 222 backing away. He's going to run right into the mine. Oh, he's just short of it, but maybe he can bait him in. Oh, there it goes. And 222 comes back around the corner. Smoke. Got a bit of attack round here. And that'll do. Yeah, that was... I don't know why he rebuilt that. That was a very bad choice. Pushing now onto the cutoff. 50 cal setting up. Mass retreats here for Imbbe. Oh, we had a combat engineer die over here for CptBowow. I think he was complaining about the OKW blobs, but hey, it's OKW. They don't, especially in this situation, no light vehicle. They have to play around the Raketen. Against the T-70. Just how it is. Looks like he's trying to put down his tech truck. Slightly forwards position. T-70 coming out to the far side. Raketen still coming from the center. But the heavy cover here, oh, this heavy cover, now this as well. And T-70 is not doing any damage at all. Literally sprinkling him with the machine gun, that's it. Now hiding behind the fence, looking for a cheeky Faust coming around the corner, it looks like. This could be dangerous, T-70. Should take a Faust, so he doesn't have the munis for it actually. Here comes the Raketen, but it's running down the road. It gets decrewed very quickly. Panzerschreck on the stern pose, and that kills the T-70. What was that from CptBowow? Was he just completely blind to what was happening? He took a Schreck shot. He should have seen that. Surely, you know, maybe he thought it was a Faust, but he should have known it wasn't a Faust because he didn't have an engine crit. Ends up picking up the Raketen, but that was some sloppy stuff. Should not have lost the T-70 there. Okay, LMG Grenadier's getting overwhelmed. Trying to cap the fuel. 2 backing out. None of the penals upgrading with PTRSs. Do have 2 squads of guards, but they're not there to kill this either. Does kind of need some repairs, and Imbbe actually going to go for another machine gun at this phase. Oh, he hasn't done battle phase 2 yet actually, so that makes sense. Axis have been struggling on fuel control.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Especially with the construction of the second 222. It's another minute and a half later towards the medium tank. Potentially.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
But this is where the rifleman can start to struggle. No weapon upgrades on the rifleman, and none even on the rangers. Second rear echelon picked up by William Harrison. I guess trying to have double repairs available for the Pershing eventually. Still quite a way off though. Could start production on a Sherman right now. Let's try and damage this down with small arms. Expensive. It is close call, but they do survive. Lieutenant coming in still doesn't have the bazooka. Maybe worried about to pop the bazooka. Oh, and the mortar actually kills off the rear echelon. And a rifle squad goes down at the back as well. Oh, William Harrison, what are you doing? Trying to force away a 222 with small arms damage alone. It's just a terrible idea. But does get the Sherman in the build quite early on. Jaeger lights here spotting. Guarding the cutoff. Ober's in the build now for KingOfB. Got a heavy mortar though. Opening up. Just to neutralize it at least. Dodging away now and comes out of suppression. Been shut down. Here we go. Sherman coming out. Machine gun upgrading. High explosive rounds equipped. This Grenadier could be in some trouble. Heck. In a reasonable spot. You see Sherman getting some bad hits. So the Grenadiers should be home safe. Gonna come through, clear off these team weapons next. Mortar actually could go down. Oh, he wanted to. Smokes out the AT gun. Chasing down the MG next. But yeah, so far so bad. That has been a bit of a stinker, the Sherman with its main gun so far on the high explosive. Decent hit there. Back out for some repairs. Jumping in the building here. No mortar anymore to flush it out, so some decent fuel control there for the Allies. Heavy water coming down, but narrowly missing. So he's going to duck around the side, away from this blob. Pairing up now on the Sherman. No tier 4 down yet for BoWow. A little bit overdue. Does, you know, reduce the reinforced cost of these penals, which is very welcome. Quite expensive.
Sherman ready to go.
Okay. Drops the major artillery down on the building, clearing that off. Pack at a good angle though, shuts down the Sherman immediately. Second shot missing. Oh, that could be trouble. And the Rangers go down. There was just so much firepower. 3 LMG Grenadiers right there. Sloppy stuff from Willie Harrison. Sherman though doing some decent work, trying to avoid the pack. Water now starting to open up on the building again. William Harrison still with quite a lot of manpower floating. There's a few options open, you know, still another machine gun, rebuild on the rifleman.
New unit ready and on the field.
Goes for a rebuild on the Rangers, also fine. But Imbbe getting pretty close to a tank now. I suppose doesn't have the tech up actually. May even be going straight for a Tiger. Got a teleline down here. Sherman's got to be careful. We do have sweepers on one rear echelon. Tier 4 coming up now for BoWow. Got a medium tank in the build for KingOfB in the meantime. Seems like the Axis have stabilized. Second machine gun now for KingOfB. Could actually be quite successful as well. So far we have seen guard penal blobs. Often quite tightly spaced. Detects the mine. Could attack ground it here if you wanted to. Best to do that, my policy, before you forget about it. Even though it's maybe a little bit risky, could expose you to some pack fire. I think I would have gone for it. Oh my god, running down the road. That guard squad died so quickly. The LMG Grenadier blob. Incredibly powerful. T-3485 about to pop out for BoWow. Got the OKW Panzer IV rolling up now as well. Maybe going hunting for the Sherman, which is a little bit isolated. Still almost no anti-tank for William Harrison. Smart vehicle on that just to keep tabs on it. Oh, Sherman backing in here. What's he doing? He's on armor piercing. T-3485 rolling up, bounces a shot. Shows the Sherman bounces 2 in a row. Pack nearby. Good time to disengage for the Allies. Oh, both of them take engine crits. You do have quite a lot of screening infantry though. Should allow both these tanks to get home safe. But the pack is advancing. The 222 applying some pressure. Bringing down some... oh no, it's a recon plane. I thought there was smoke from William Harrison. Trying to repair up over here, and the Major dies. T-3485 trying to back away. Vehicle wearing off. A complete collapse here by the Allies. William Harrison having a bit of a shocker with the squad preservation. 2 doing some nice work on the far edge. Saw an opportunity to clear off a machine gun and took it while these tanks needed some repairs. And the Sherman is firing 50 cal at the recon plane. So he knows exactly where it is, knows the 2-2 can back off and can position the pack to intercept the Sherman as it rotates. Good idea from Imbbe. Coming through for the Faust. AT guns under a little bit of pressure, but we do have some supporting Axis infantry. There we go, Sherman. Oh, re-echelon bad retreat path. The Panzer IV finishes them off. And there we go, William Harrison, just complete collapse. Knocks out the pack, but now it's backed up by double machine guns, so he can't really do anything with it. Should be relatively easy to recrew, though no Ostheer units are nearby to pick it back up. 50 cal gets decrewed in the meantime. Again, a lot of Faust connecting. T-34 getting out of there. Good recovery on this side of the map, but what is this Raketin doing over here? There's only 2 vehicles on the map, and they're both on the other side, and they have been for a very long time. Well, now there's a 3rd vehicle. And also a Panzer IV. This is some shocking Raketin positioning. The fight has been on this side for the last like 3 minutes. No rotation of that Raketin. Might work right now though. No. No, and he's not even, here it comes now. He's finally moving it. Too late though. Was potential to kill that tank with a good button. 2 Raketin shots to T-34-85, but missed opportunity there. Recon plane up again from Imbbe, and look at this manpower just been cruising on easy street. Almost no bleed. These US troops with no weapon upgrades really struggling against the high vet LMG Grenadiers and all these machine guns. Just getting fit into the mulcher. We'll take a look. Ooh, that's... Even a Soviet player doesn't like to see that kind of KD. William Harrison. Ouch. Close to the Pershing now. Needs to conserve some manpower though. Got 2 minutes off. I'm guessing that's going to be... The Allies are hoping we'll turn things around. We've got a 2nd heavy mortar deployed at this phase, but I feel like that's maybe a little bit questionable. We're kind of getting to the time in the game where rocket artillery could start to arrive. Double heavy mortars may be quite vulnerable to some Werfer hits. And, you know, I feel like a Katyusha would just be so strong against this heavy team weapon play of Imbbe. Got plenty of fuel for it. Don't really understand the 2nd heavy mortar in this circumstance. 3485 coming across. We've got some guards nearby, but the Raketin has retreated, it looks like. Not KingOfB's Raketin, that's rolling up. Lands 1 shot. Might have time to get a 2nd one off as well. Just doesn't quite manage it. That vehicle just activated on this again. Just trying to zone out the Panzer IV. And doesn't have munis for another one going forwards. I mean, I can kind of understand trying to use this as just like a control tool. It is allowing these PTRSs to touch more damage as well, but it doesn't really have munitions in reserve any longer. It could be risky. Hits there, forcing back the overs. Oh, Soviet Raketin's up here. KingOfB Panzer IV's in some trouble. Ooh, it's not quite enough. He just needed a tiny bit more, maybe 1 more PTRS penetrating. Would have done the trick there. Uh-oh, Sherman, rear arm exposed, trying to get away from the Panzer IV. Luckily, Panzer IV doesn't have Vet 1 yet, no blitz. So able to create enough distance to get away. But this recon plane really just keeping William Harrison pinned down, allowing easy positioning of these team weapons to counter whatever he's trying to throw out there. I'm still very confused why no Thompson upgrade on these ranges.
New unit ready and on the field.
Don't really understand that, but alright. Okay, Bowow gonna go for a quad next, which I think does make sense. Especially with KingOfB having some planes locked and loaded. A while off the upgrade on that completing though. Oh, in fact, he doesn't have the munis for it. All that marked vehicle spamming coming back to bite them here. Wow. Panther next for Imbbe. I think I probably would have just stalled for the Tiger myself, but he's under pressure now from the Pershing. Only has the one anti-tank gun, so I can see it. Extra 15 fuel, so... Oh, what is this? Fresh Panther for KingOfB. Engine crit on the T-3485. He's dropped down the planes now as well. It's a mega dead T-3485. Smart vehicle again, and that again will mean no munitions for the anti-air. There's no real way of killing this either with that marked vehicle damage, so I think a bit of a waste of munis. And now they're getting under a lot of pressure from the planes, from the Obers. Just gets away though. Sherman, oh boy, while that was all going down, actually ended up dying. Did decrew the pack in the process. But again, it's William Harrison, playing aggressively, trying to decrew team weapons without a means of like really following up. Jumps out of the building there. This building's extremely low. There goes the heavy mortar now as well. Okay, frag bombs coming in. And it's a decrew on the 50. We get killed off now. There's 3 machine guns, doesn't need another one. Second Pyro squad out now for more repairs. Very good choice, and that pretty much takes the Spearhead to the pop cap limit. Having 2 Pyros important for repairing up this vehicles. Oh, well. Heavy mortar, there we go, gets a good hit. It's a wipe. Imbbe though has manpower to burn. Can easily rebuild that. Looks like he's going to jump back on the pack though, so everything's reinforced. He doesn't quite have enough for another pyro coming forwards on the detection mode, trying to see what is going on where. Issue 85 next for Bowow. Good choice. Can't really fight back against the Panther and the Panzer IV otherwise. Gonna really come down to the guards positioning here for Bowow. It doesn't have any PTRS penals for sticky satchels. So these are his only way to slow down these tanks, apart from mines, but I don't know if we've seen any mines from Bowow so far. It's hard to plant them down while you're behind like this. Okay, we've got more Rangers. One equipped with some bazookas. Panzer IV goes in for a push, and Gonna pay the price for that. Well done by William Harrison.
The enemy has destroyed a panzer.
Pershing getting to work now as well. Got those Rangers. You want to keep them close to the Pershing just in case the Panther rolls up. Still are a couple mines down though. This could be trouble. Panther threatening to come in from the side. Couple shots from the Raketin now on the Su-85 has to back away. And the Panther coming back in. Su-85 is backing to base though. Pretty safe back there. Oh, the KingOfB Panzer IV rather takes a nasty volley. Didn't charge in though with the Rangers for a second volley of shots. But they're able to stop the Panther. Oh boy. Okay, knocks that out. Shin's Pershing's armor holding up here. And with his rear arm exposed, takes an engine crit now though, and oh, there comes the Raketin from the other side. And a main gun crit on the Pershing. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. He might have had an opportunity to land one more shot on the Panther otherwise. Oh no. Oh, that is so sad. That Pershing was doing tremendous work. Good job with the Panther though, dodging from side to side, keeping that bazooka squad guessing, reducing the damage there. Okay, Su-85 rolling up. I think he wants to kill off that Panther, but it's too far back now. And could expose himself to a flank from the other Panther. No, that's way out the back for repairs. Or just about ran over a mine. Detected it at the last second. And he kills the Panther. How do you even see it back there? Engine crit now on the Su-85. Other Panther out to lunch. Oh, and Pack gets recovered. Opens up Su-85, extremely slow, still on focus sight mode, deactivates it now, but it's too late. He blocks with his Raketin, but there's some smoke coming down. The Pack misses the attack round. Oh, it doesn't miss that one though. The Panther was rolling up. It would have died anyway. And that's it. The Allies feel like their hopes have been smashed. Understandable. Throw in the towel. It was okay, you know, it's an okay trade. Su-85 for Panther like that, but it's just as the dust settles, the Allies have so little. William Harrison, so many squad losses this game, so many machine gun losses. Led the Allies to be too far behind. So it was a high action match, you know. I feel like I did miss quite a bit of action because it was split between the two sides, especially during the early phases, but I think William Harrison, you know, he got the, like, you know, wanted to go for the fast M20. So it was one squad down at the start, led to the rifle pressure, maybe not to do as much damage as it could have. And then the M20, I think, should have switched over to the KingOfB side where potentially there was no snares, especially in this particular case where KingOfB was slow getting his tech down because he went for 3 squads of Volksgrenadiers, the Kubel, and a Jaeger Light before putting the tech down, which would mean even slower snares. And, you know, Kubel could chase that down with the M20, would have been very effective on this side of the map. Instead, tried to use it on this side. It did all right, but it wasn't incredible. And then the rebuild on the M20, that was unforgivable in my books. Really bad idea. Yeah, didn't really do anything with it. The only way, as I said, the only way it could have made sense if he tried to put like a mine down to bait the 222, the rebuilt 222 over it. But I don't think it even lasted that long. And yeah, I don't know. A second heavy mortar at that phase, I feel like Katyusha would have been so much more successful. Feels like it's got a better chance of wiping and decrewing these support weapons, and the Axis did have a lot of them. Some of them stolen from the enemy, but yeah, the heavy mortars, especially when you're kind of having trouble maintaining a stable front line like the Allies were. You know, they're constantly having to reposition. Can't just, you know, have consistent fighting over the center where the mortars can really get to work. They got forced off. And Bowow not bringing that Raketin across to this side of the map during all the tank fighting that was over here for, as I said, probably like 2 or 3 minutes. Unforgivable. Maybe a little bit reckless on the marked vehicle activation, you know, trying to use it to zone out the tanks, which did work to some extent, but also delayed the quad production for a very long time, the quad upgrade. Hurt things in the end, and I don't think I really saw many mines from Bowow either. But, you know, some solid team weapon play from Imbbe. I thought the pack positioning and the machine guns was generally very strong. Pretty textbook stuff there. KingOfB could have gotten a lot worse for him, you know, when he lost that Raketin. Thought there was going to be a bit of a turning point, but Bowow did seem to struggle a touch. Did he go for a T70? I can't even remember. I think he did. But yeah, it didn't really do anything, did it? That's right, he lost it over here to that Sternpire Shrek twice in a row from the building. That was really bad. I think that's what really set the Allies back a long way. Because, you know, KingOfB with no light vehicle, 1 Raketin, 1 Shrek. It's on a map this wide, it's very tough to contain a T70. Could have done a lot of damage, but yeah, ended up not, and pretty smooth transition to medium tanks after a rough start here for the Axis where they really struggle for fuel. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.